Hello, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Marquita here, and today I'm going to be doing a Bath and Body Works semi-annual haul. Now, I really didn't need anything from Bath and Body Works, but do we ever? But since it is a semi-annual sale and things roll around, they also send out that wonderful $10 off coupon. It's 10 off 40 typically. I decided to go ahead and put that to good use and pick up a few things that I do actually um, love and things that I did not have or that I was out of as a restock. So if you are a Bath and Body Works person, I wouldn't necessarily call myself a regular, but I do pick up a few items that I tend to like during sales. And we all know that the semi-annual sale comes around twice a year and it'll be back around right after Christmas. So if you aren't finding what you want now, just wait till after Christmas and hopefully you'll have better luck. But there's always something, and the markdowns get better as the sale goes on. It just started. So I was able to pick up a few things that I could use and that I really like. And I didn't just buy too many just random things because, again, I am not trying to load up on a bunch of things to have to relocate or move whenever the next time I do move. So I am trying to be conscious and mindful about what I buy and whether or not I will have a use for it as well as space for it. So let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, please make sure to like and subscribe. And also let me know what are some of your favorite things to pick up during the Bath and Body Works semi-annual sale. Is there, do you look forward to like the OG scents coming back? Because you guys know that a lot of times they do bring back scents that either are no longer sold regularly or maybe seasonal scents and things like that. So is that something that you look forward to? Or do you just look forward to the sale in general to be able to stock up? And how often would you say that you shop Bath and Body Works outside of the sale? Like, would you say that the sale is the only time that you shop there? Or are you a pretty regular shopper? Like, that's your go-to place for gifts or fragrances, candles, whatever the case may be. So just let me know in the comments about your Bath and Body Works experiences and shopping habits. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I made two different trips. So I went yesterday, which was actually Wednesday, and today that I'm filming this is Thursday. It'll be Friday when you guys see it, hopefully, which will be the 4th of July. So happy 4th. Um, it is, I went on Wednesday and went to one store, the store closest to me, and then located in our mall. And then I went to a different store today and picked up some different items because, as you know, different stores have different availability in terms of items and all of that. So let me start with what I picked up from the first store and we'll go from there. And I'll also mention just some things that I saw in case you may be wondering if you haven't had a chance to browse the website yet or you haven't been out in the stores, just letting you know some items that I saw that might be of interest to you. So, of course, the 3-wick candles are always the main thing that people look forward to going on sale. A lot of times, I would say, and you can get some really good steals. Now, I managed to pick up 4 of the same scent, so that'll be quick. I love that they gave me a carton. And the tops are actually really pretty on these. They're a little bit different. I didn't really pay much attention to it yesterday. But they are all the same candle and same design, same scent. But what I picked up were 4 fresh balsam candles. And this design is called Elf at the Beach. So it has a bunch of different little elves on it, which I thought was really cute. And this is what the candle looks like. And the top has the snowflake. And again, all the other 3 look the same. So I'm only going to show this one. Fresh balsam basically smells like a Christmas tree. I absolutely love this scent. It has been one of my favorite scents ever for the holidays. And usually it's only around during the holidays. And so when I saw that these were on sale, I think I paid $6.63 or $6.70 something for them. So a little less than $7 per candle. For each one of these, they were marked down. It was only this scent and like a couple of others online, but in my store that I went to, this is the only one that they had. The only 3-wick that they had that was $6 and some change. They did have some that were like 10 something, but this was only $6 one. And they had plenty. So I picked up 4 and I think there were still about 8 left after that. And if you're not familiar with fresh balsam, the notes are woodland balsam, crisp eucalyptus, fir branches, and cedar wood. Now there is another candle called like Tree Farm or something like that. It is a similar, it does have a balsam scent. It is a Christmas tree scent as well, but it is different. I love this one. This is the OG scent for me. The other store that I went to actually had a bunch of the, at the Christmas Tree Farm or at the Tree Farm, whatever it's called, they had that one, but they did have one other fresh balsam. But this is the one that I went for because I somehow thought that I had a bunch of them last year or last Christmas, and apparently I didn't. And so I only had like a couple, and I was like, oh my gosh, because this is the one that I love to burn because I love the smell of a real tree. I just didn't feel like fighting with it because I live on a second floor and I didn't want to have to drag it upstairs and downstairs when it's time to put it out. So this candle gives me that scent and gives me that scent. And when I go home, my mom always has live trees, so I get that real life thing. But while I'm here, I get to have that aroma as well, and it just puts you in the mood during the holidays. So I got 4 of those for like 6 something a piece, so roughly $7 a piece. Absolutely love that. Now next, I also got the wallflowers. The fresh balsam wallflowers were $1.98. That was it wasn't the only one they had in store. It was the only one I wanted. They had Tis the Season, Winter Candy Apple, and it was one other one that was $1.98. So it was only like the kind of um, holiday fragrance, holiday ones, wallflowers that were marked down to $1.98. The others were on sale, but not that low. So the other scents were like $3.50. So they were, marked down, but we love that $1.98. And also, I did need more fresh balsam wallflowers because although I'm not out of wallflowers, I did not have any fresh balsam, and that I could not find last year. I went to multiple stores and they were out because it was so popular. So I wanted to make sure I restocked on them because I love having that scent. I love for my house to smell like a Christmas tree during the Christmas holiday season. So I picked up those again, $1.98 a piece. And the other thing that I picked up was cucumber melon, which actually was one of the 350 ones, but because they had the bucket on the same, they had one. This my store had one display shelf that was 75% off items, so they had like any of the lotions, wallflowers, candles, whatever that was part of that 75% off sale were there, but they had a whole bucket of the cucumber melon ones there as well. And so I told the cashier, and she adjusted the price to $1.98 for them just because they were in the wrong place. And I only got like 3 of them, so it wasn't like a huge deal. Um, to have them adjusted or anything. One like I had like 20 and she had to adjust, but it was like 3 or 4. So I got 4 cucumber melon and 3 fresh balsam. I love cucumber melon. It's an OG scent that like since the beginning of Bath and Body Works existence has been one of my favorites. So I do like the way it smells in the house, especially like in the kitchen. It gives that nice kind of fresh, clean scent. The notes are summer cantaloupe, crisp cucumber, fresh honeydew melon. So those, that is cucumber melon if you're not familiar with it. And again, fresh balsam is the same. So I picked up a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 wallflowers. And then because some kind of way, either something, I think by them changing the price on the wallflowers or whatever, I don't know. I ended up with a whole bunch of hand sanitizers that were not planned whatsoever. Many of them are in 1 cent, and I did get a couple of randoms. I think they were in the basket. You know how they have a basket of things right by the register, and that's how I ended up picking these up. But I'm glad I did because they smell really good. This is Fiji White Sands. I had never smelled the hand sanitizer before. I think I remember the scent, but it's been so long I didn't remember what it smelled like or if I liked it. But luckily I did. And these were the original price of these are $1.95. These were like 95 cents, I think, on sale. And then when you add that coupon, it ended up being like 70 something cent a piece. And today actually was all hand sanitizer. All the pocket bags were $1 today. Yeah, just like a flat out dollar. So not much different than the sale, but these were actually some of the semi-annual. So they'll continue to be like 90 something cent even after today. And it smells really good. Like I am glad that I picked it up, and I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. And I already have a bucket full of hand sanitizer. I do have the keychain thing on my keys. And I do go through them, quite regularly, but still, I got 7 more and I still have a container full. So I'm good on hand sanitizers or pocket bags for at least the rest of the year, I would say. There was one random scent, pineapple prosecco, that was in there. This one smells okay. I don't think I really recognized that I had picked it up because everything else was the Fiji white sand. It does smell like pineapple. So if you like pineapple, which I do, but it's just one where it's not my favorite fruity scent, and it's not probably not something that I would buy in any other like item, like a candle or lotion or anything. But it's okay. It's a hand sanitizer. I might just gift it or something. I don't know. But for less than $1, I don't mind. But I really love the Fiji white sand, so I'm not mad that they were. They have a very fresh scent. It doesn't have the notes on the pocket vac, so I don't know what they are, but it does smell very fresh and clean and kind of crisp. So yeah, if you like that one, be on the lookout for it. So that was trip 1. And then trip 2, much smaller bag here. That was done today. And I did go with a purpose when I went for trip. I went for a purpose for both, actually. I went for the Fresh Balsam for trip 1, and I went for this scent, which I've mentioned before, for trip 2. And this is the Perfect in Pink body lotion. Now, they did not have, I currently have this one, which I got as a freebie. You know how they send the coupons and get a free body care item. I got it, and to try it, it was the new scent at the time, or one of the new scents. The notes are vibrant cherries, pink camellia, and whipped almond cream. So those are the notes, and I mentioned before, as you can see, I have been using it. And I don't typically buy the body care, not because I don't think it smells good or don't like it, but because I have multiple shelves, floating shelves in my room full of these, as well as sprays. And then I also have some bins that have these in them too. And so I'm trying to clear the stash. That's my theme for this year. But this particular scent is a new scent, and I really like it. And it smells like the original Jergens body lotion, that cherry scent. If you like that, you can pick this up. You will love it. It's not identical. The cherry, I think, is a little bit more prominent in this, but it's still really good. I love it. So I picked up a couple of these. They didn't have the bottles like that. They just had the tubes, which is a 24-hour moisture, 8 ounces, the Ultimate Hydration Body Cream. And these were I think $4.99 each, or $4.70, like $4.73 each, because they were $18.95 was the original price, and then they were 75% off. So these perfect in pink, this was one. They did have them online as well, so I did want to note that, as of the time that I'm making this video, people get on there and clear stuff out, especially the lower price items. But Perfect in Pink, it's a really pretty cover design, whatever you want to call it. So I just picked up 2 because, like I said, I still have this one. And I also have tons of other lotions and stuff like that, so I didn't want to get too many. They did have more. They had a good size. They also have the spray, they full size spray. They had the body scrub, the body wash. So I thought about getting the body wash. They had it in the bottle like this, but I don't think I want the full, like, I know some people get everything because they want to really immerse themselves in that scent. I just really like the scent, but I like it like as a lotion to put on. I maybe would find a perfume that will match with it, or whatever, or complement it, but I don't necessarily want it to be like my scent. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I only picked up more of the lotion, but they had the full line. And they're all like on the 75% off. So if you have it in your store and you like it, I would say go pick it up. My other store only had the body scrub. They didn't have the lotions and sprays or anything else. So that's why I had to go to this other store. And that's why I went, was to pick up this particular thing. So I'm happy that I got that. I think they were like $4.73 each. And then they also had some of the Emily in Paris items were left over. So when the original sale happened, or when this original line dropped, I did get a couple of the candles in this scent, which is Paris Amour. I think this was probably my favorite scent out of the line. And it's the red one. And so I got another body spray. I already have a body spray in this, but it was a different design. It wasn't the Emily in Paris like design. It's a different one. and I like it. So I bought just one more because, like I said, I have tons of real perfume and tons of other sprays. So I try not to load up on those things too much. But I do wear them a lot of times when I'm just around the house, or if I might just run out, to pick something up or something like that. I don't really wear them if I'm going out for a long time, because we know the body sprays, while they smell great, the longevity is not the same as, say, perfume. So, but they do great for layering. They do great for if you just want to smell good, maybe when you go to bed or when you're around the house. I still like to have some. I don't necessarily want to use my expensive perfume for that, but I do want to smell good, so I'll use these. The other one that I picked up that was kind of a surprise, and I don't know how I missed out on this one, was the pistachio glaze. And this is one of those that came out when they kind of did those, what people call like the dupes for the higher end, like perfumes. This one I'm pretty sure would be a good dupe for, what is her name? Kay Alley's pistachio perfume or fragrance. I like pistachio. Like, I like the kind of nutty scent. Like, I love candles that had that. I forgot which one they had, but they did make a candle that kind of had like a coffee shop, but it had like the nuttiness to it. I really loved that. It had like a pistachio, and I think I may have had a wallflower as well. That I really like, and I like that scent. So this one I sprayed on my hand, and kind of as I was looking through the store to kind of see what the dry down would be like. And I really like this one. The notes are pistachio cream, toasted vanilla, and sugar patchouli. Um, I really like this one, so I only bought one. If they would have had the lotion, I probably would have purchased the lotion, but the second store did not have it. So, and I don't remember if it was in the first store because I wasn't looking for it at the time. But the pistachio glaze is definitely one that I like. And like I said, I do think this is a good dupe for Kayali's. I cannot talk today. Sorry, guys. For Kayali's pistachio fragrance that she has, which I also like. So I got one of these as well. The body sprays were, I think, $4.99 at the time. At least that one was. I think Emily in Paris was in the 75% off bin, so she was a little bit cheaper, maybe like 370 something, and then this one was like four because it was $4.99 because they just had different bins. They had most of those lines that came from this kind of fancy luxe Fine Mist collection. If you guys remember when that came out, and they talked about, a lot of influencers did the comparisons of like what these were dupes of in terms of like the luxury fragrance that they compared with. And I will say, I remember going in the store and pulling up the chart that had like the dupes, and a couple of them did match. Like I said, that one is a good one, I think, for Kayali. And there were a couple more that where people said this is supposed to be the dupe for this, which a lot of the fragrances I actually own the real fragrances, so I could compare and be like, yeah, kind of, sort of. There were a couple that were very close, and I could see how layering, that's where these sprays will come in. If you have that Kayali and then you want to use this, because Kayali is not known for longevity either, so maybe combining the two, especially if you have the lotion as well, can help, give that projection and longevity that you may not get with just any of these singular. So I do like that one. And then I picked up a couple of hand soaps. I think I'm just going to use these in my kitchen. I do have designated like hand soap pumps where I bought like a set that has one for the dish soap, one for the hand soap. But if I am out of the refillable hand soap, I usually just use the soft soap, antibacterial soap in my hand soap pump for the kitchen. And you're not supposed to mix, if you use soft soap, antibacterial soaps, you're not supposed to mix another type of soap with that particular one, with the antibacterial. Now, if you're just using the regular soft soap, it's fine. But I guess because of what is in the antibacterial, the components, they do not want you to mix it. So like only use antibacterial, the soft soap antibacterial in there, which is what I do. So what I will probably do is when I run out of that, I will probably toss these up there temporarily. And this is the cucumber melon cleansing gel hand soap. I prefer the gel hand soaps from Bath and Body Works to the foam, because the foam seems to dry my hands out, but I find that the cleansing gel, especially in the winter, the cleansing gel does not. So that's why I typically buy the cleansing gel hand soaps from Bath and Body Works. And so I got cucumber melon, which I think is a great scent for the kitchen, and also I just love the scent. Like really, cucumber melon is just a OG fave for me. And if you've been there, it was like cucumber melon or candy apple. Like those were like the top tier. That's what you were, team cucumber melon or team candy apple. I actually loved candy apple. I'm not as big of a fan of winter candy apple, but I like the original OG candy apple when it came out. But cucumber melon, definitely. And the last couple of things that I picked up were candles. Now, they had the fresh balsam. This is a different design, but again, still fresh balsam. So this was the only one left. The rest of them were that tree around the town or whatever scent. And so I skipped on those. I did sniff it. It smells okay. Like I said, this is the scent that I want. It's the fresh blossom. And so I went with it. And I think I do have a couple of these already under in my candle cabinet with this design, but I did not have the elf ones, which I do think are cute. But I got this one as well. It was still six, whatever, the same thing I paid for the other ones. And then they had a few, or quite a few, of these single wicks, and they were all the same scent, which is Springtime in Paris. I like kind of the antique looking design there. It was originally $16.95. This was part of the 75% off as well. Smells really good. I probably should have got more than one. I think it comes down to like 470 something for the single wicks. And the scent notes are soft peach, lotus blossom, and fresh bergamot. I really do like it. You know, when you're in the store, sometimes I could smell that I liked it. But now that I'm sniffing it again and knowing the notes, because I don't even think I read the notes, I just did a sniff test. I wish I might have picked up maybe one or two more of these just because I like the scents. Um, and I think I'm going to invest in one of those like lamps where you just put the candle under and it burns that way because it lasts so much longer. And single wicks will be great for that because I feel like the single wicks don't project as much as I would like unless they're in a small space, like my room, somewhere where it's very closed off. But I think with the scent lamps, it helps that a little bit. But either way, that was the last thing that I got for my second day of Bath and Body Works hauls. I don't think I'm going to pick up. I'm not going to say I won't, but I don't think I'm going to, or I don't plan on going back to get anything else unless some more wallflowers drop to $1.98. That's probably the only thing that I'm going to pick up is $1.98 wallflowers. But other than that, I don't need anything else. The fresh balsam really was a restock that I needed in terms of a scent that I didn't have that I love and I like, and with it being seasonal. So I did rack up, and it's a great price, $6 for the candles. Plus, with the coupon, it made them even cheaper. So they're probably closer to like $5 a piece. So I'm happy with that. The only thing, like I said, the $1.98, which will come as the sale goes on, if something's left, wallflowers. And then maybe if I find the lotion for this, I might pick it up. Not 100% on how I feel about that yet, but if I run into it and I can find it, then I'll get it. But it's not something I'm going to go out of my way. I didn't check online to see. Most of these things are online. I did surf. If you go on the app, there is a spot that just says 75% off body care. So that way you only see the things at 75% off if that's what you're interested in. And then there's also a section for just the 75% off, like other items like candles and wallflowers and all that. So you can break it down that way if you aren't familiar with that. And so I would recommend doing that so you can get the best deals. Also, if you just want to look at everything in the semi-annual, you can put it in order and filter on your app to put it from cheapest to most expensive. So it'll show you whatever the product is, the least expensive product to the most expensive. I did see a few gift sets in the second store as well that were half off, which still meant they were about $35, at least the ones I saw. Like this one had a gift set. I don't know what was in it. I didn't open the box, but they were 50% off and it had been like $70. So you'd still be paying $35, which I don't know. I'm sure it's at least 3 full-size items. So probably not horrible, especially if you have a coupon. The other thing I saw were a few of the Disney princess scents. They had tons of Cinderella and Belle. I did not see the other princesses in either store, but both stores I went in had a lot of Cinderella, a lot of Belle, and actually in the second store they had a lot of Ariel in the sprays. And for Belle and Cinderella, they pretty much had the lotion, not the lotion, but the body wash and the spray. So I don't know. I don't. Those were the two that I did not buy when I made my purchases of the candles and such. I like Tiara and Moana. Those are the two that I got. I did buy Ariel's candle, which I really did, which I really liked. So I'm not sure, but I assume that those probably were not as popular because they still had those left over, especially the Cinderella and the Belle. Those were plentiful. So if you like that scent or you know somebody that does and you wanted to purchase those, you may have some luck finding those. I didn't see the other ones. I would have probably picked up Tiana's if it was available, but I didn't see any more left. So I still have a couple more Bath and Body Works stores that I could look into, which I might just to see if they have them. But I didn't even recall seeing any of those Disney princess scents that I mentioned that I didn't see in store. I didn't recall seeing them online either. So I might double check just to dig because again, I wasn't really checking for them. But thank you so much for watching. Again, let me know in the comments what do you look forward to for the semi-annual sale at Bath and Body Works? Is there any particular scents that you look forward to? Do you look forward to just the OG scents coming back? Or do you just enjoy the sale in general, just seeing what kind of deals you can get? So again, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Happy 4th of July.